What's up, everyone? This is J.I. from Couch and Keyboard, and I have been away for a little bit, but I wanted to go over some events recently that specifically mid tiers in my mid tier report. We had a lot of players, trying things out. I would say as a whole there wasn't that much success, but there's a few people to look at. I did a Gommel like a late June or like a July to Gommel type thing, and then I did Supernova and CEO combined. I also did the two pre-locals, and there was also a smaller tournament, but had some mid-tiers show up Mass Madness. So I'll kind of go through them. I'll give a brief shout out to doubles, especially because Rat Monster, who is in the running for best doubles player of the year, they were able to win this. My guy Mirage, know him from Virginia Tech. Been to a few of the same tournaments here and there. Rat Monster was able to clean it out. The Mirage is really good at doubles. So singles, this was a little bit smaller. I think that this was a pretty important bracket in multiple ways. I saw a little bit of Fred Melee's DK. Didn't work out too hot. BS apparently has a Pikachu. Rat Monster won this, but Sunsei did take a set, which I think is, this is more for mid tiers, but good for Sunsei finally getting on the board. And Rat Monster played Josh Man. Now, if you want to argue that okay, it's a pre-local, it shouldn't count, whatever. I think if they play on like offline, I want to at least recognize okay, it has happened before. It was Luigi Fox. I watched the set. It was a pretty good set. But Rat Monster just continues to show that he's really good at the Fox matchup, and was able to win it all, doing very well against Sheiks and Foxes and all that. Another doubles bracket. This was closer to the event. This was 5th. This was the 6th. So more people were in town, and we had Sebas and Rat Monster able to win doubles. Rat Monster again with Sebas. I would say Josh Man is probably better doubles partner, but I think that you can still succeed, and a little bit more niche players, but there's some double specialists, and so they were able to do that. This was a bigger event overall. For singles, we had Rat Monster win, able to win it in 2 sets instead of 3. Wally showed up big. I know Peach technically not in contention for this, but Wally was doing very well. Able to, I'm pretty sure he played, maybe that was later. Yeah, I think that was later actually. But Rat Monster able to clutch this out. And Rat Monster has a lot of Peach experience between Laud and Aura. I'm sure has played Malachi and other Peaches like that. But yeah. And then Halo, I think goes I think is a Peach main, but has a Yoshi. Maya is a Yoshi. 8VA, I think is a Luigi. Cappuccino is a Luigi. So like we have a lot of like Sheiks and Foxes and Marths around here, but there's a little bit creeping in Polch, a pretty good Samus, able to get 9th place. Fable, I think a Tri-State Sheik, a little bit older school, but yeah. Rat Monster able to clean it up. 7, a former top 50 Sheik, able to show that he's still very good in the Sheik matchup. I really want to see that Rat Monster J Mook set, and even Rat Monster Spark that run back. But yeah. And then we have for Melee at Supernova, Rat Monster and Sebas won again. That was pretty nuts. This bracket was pretty wonky, but it was so cool. Blesse able to play with Dreffin. I don't think Dreffin went Zelda at all, but still able to do pretty good in getting top 6. I don't think Aklo went Link at all. But Rat Monster Sebas, they were able to navigate this. Sunsei Crudo lost kind of early, and them being the 7th seed, they were able to get to winners top 6. And yes, they won against Preeminent HBox. This set was crazy. Really fun stuff. Blesse able to take Pikachu to 4th place, and then Zuppy. I've heard of Artan. I know more of Zuppy. Just Zuppy had a crazy collision run, and all this kind of stuff. But I know Zuppy enters doubles a decent amount. I forget with who. I don't think Artan is static, but they're both good at doubles. But Rat Monster Sebas were able to clutch with the Dr. Mario Luigi combo. That's pretty cool. And yeah. So for Melee on the list, for singles rather, I did it all the way out to I did the top 192. Then I put a few others that were top 256 if they were able to kind of easily. 814 entrants. Also, the progressions were a little bit weird, so the numbers were a little bit off. But whatever. I'll kind of just focus on top 64. But there was a bunch of people Kuro got 129th. You can pause. You can pause and take a look at these guys. But yeah. So Axe able to beat Wally because Wally was super underseeded, which is kind of fair. But I don't know. Wally has the ability to get these upsets, beating Magi, so that kind of makes Axe's bracket a little bit easier. Takes a game off of Cody, not bad. Ultra, I think Ultra went Doc at some point. Mainly these were Fox Dittos, but and then we have Lod's DQ made it to where we have a run back of Sebas and Nunn. They played at Gommel in both Melee and PM. So they had a decent amount of overlapping there. Slug won Game 5 against a Day Tripper, formerly Kevin Maples, and then Slug barely lost to H-Box. This would have been a very high-profile Ices over H-Box. Nikki just did that at Tipped Off, so that would have been pretty crazy. Didn't quite happen. H-Box actually also fainted, but we have Swift able to beat Zuppy, pretty good there, and then Rat Monster beating Agent. This was very close, and also beating Swift in the Luigi Pikachu matchup. Misfire got top 64 with Luigi. Nariel is a Pikachu, I think I mentioned in a previous video. Remolino Faraz, I have not heard of this player, and I think it might have been an easier path. Either way, top 64. Blesse, another Pikachu. Daniel, my guy. Yoshi didn't quite get. But Jada also had a pretty good run, so it happens. Zach, the Pikachu, top 64. We're seeing a lot of kind of this roadblock here. Chudat able to get top 64. Did lose to Spark, and for first Sheik he's ever lost to, which is pretty nuts. Swebby, the Ice Climbers tied with Chudat there. Hoborg lost to Luigi Ditto to Green Statch, which I've heard more about Green Statch. I think because it's oh, Saucy means not even the best Luigi in his region, and it's well, Green Statch is also pretty good. It's not a slight, And sure enough, able to beat Stiv and get top 32. Not a lot of mid tiers in this 33rd, but in top 32. I don't think I saw Dreffen go any Zelda. Dreffen also went Game 5 with H-Box. It's pretty nuts. Green Stats 25th, able to take a game off of Wally. And then here's what I was thinking about the Sebas versus Wally set. Super close. I don't know. I Sebas did get that Dawson win. I got the Magi win. But I think that some of these tankier floaties. Because Puff is extremely floaty, but Peaches, it just kind of has a way of I don't know. I think that Peach can sometimes be a little bit more annoying than Puff in some ways. So I'm pretty sure Ultra went Doc once this set. I'll have to double check. Which Doc has a pretty good chain grab against a Sheik. It's clearly that's not the full matchup. Sheik still does very well, but that can be a matchup check. Swift did lose to Epoodle. This was surprising. Swift, former training partner of Zane, and Pikachu is considered to beat Mark in a lot of ways, but Epoodle, has some upset potential in a lot of ways. Axe able to beat Preeminent. This was a good win for him. Slug, Magi, a really tough that both of them had to meet this early. Slug able to come out on top. This is super back and forth. A wild set. Not a lot of these were streamed, but like a lot of these later ones were. So it was nice to see. Top 16, you had Axe being the highest placing Pikachu. Got his seed. Wanted to get farther, but it's okay. Lost to what? Josh Man was the 7th seed, I believe. Yeah, 7th. Slug, a Spark picked up another a Sheik Icy's matchup win there. I feel like there's going to be a little bit more discourse about it not being that bad. We'll see though. Ultra, I'll have to rewatch the set. I remember there was a Doc at one point in Ultra's run, but mainly a Fox, so I'll give credit there. And then not much for the 9th placers or the 7th placers, but we saw Aklo, which we've seen it in the past because they played at Creed. Rat Monster and Aklo. It was Luigi versus Link. Now, it went in the way of Rat Monster. I feel like Aklo maybe shouldn't do it. I don't know. Also, Rat Monster got another Crudo win. They've gone back and forth. I think they were 3-3 lifetime, and now it's 4-3. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and then Aklo, I feel like kind of had a break from Link, and but started trying him out. Super close. I think he was up 2-0. But yeah, and then Cody Rat Monster. What a set! Like winners finals and losers finals with the Rat Monster was so entertaining. These were crazy sets. Like even though Zane won this, and it wasn't even game 5, Rat Monster's survivability at the very end of the set was nuts. So how is he still alive? Like it's just the pressure, and I mean going because like it was a 3-0 at Full House, but I think it's Cody was playing great this tournament, and so Rat Monster playing very good. Pretty much the only Fox this year he hasn't beat, I don't think. He's dropped a couple like smaller, like maybe like local, like to Day Tripper, I'm sure. But like in terms of like high, like that's in region local stuff. In terms of like people he doesn't play very often, he usually comes out on top. And so got closer, and then Zane I think is technically ahead if you don't include the first to 5s or whatever, one online, one offline. In terms of best of 5 sets, Zane's up 3-2, but still, like it wasn't a steamroll. Rat Monster was still doing pretty well. After we saw, it was Rat Monster won Genesis, then Zane won twice at Pat's house, then Rat Monster won at Gommel, and then Zane got it back here. So good rivalry, great run from Rat Monster. Being one of the few mid tiers, you can count Aklo, Ultra, Slug Axe, not too bad. Mass Madness, this was a smaller bracket here, but I was just going through the melee category, and I noticed that we had a decent amount of mid tiers here, which I think in like the Northeast there's a fair amount, especially New England. Kuro, Crab Feathers, that was, I think, Doc versus Ganon. Really close set. It was on Kuro's channel. I was watching it. And then Saucy Mane was able to get to winners finals, but Saucy Mane did lose game 5 to Kuro, and then I think Good Life's a Falco, but Kuro was able to win this. So one of the better wins from a Ganon recently. Especially, we also have like that KJH win from Kuro was a huge deal. Had a great Gommel. Not an amazing Supernova, but still did fine. And yeah, so for the Ganon fans out there, there's stuff happening. And CEO was there was a lot of focus. Marvel Tokon and Avatar. It's kind of their big break. So Melee didn't have quite the same attention to it, but it was still worth paying attention to. I think Pace may have been a Samus at one point. I don't think went Samus here. Also, the underdogs here. I don't think it was fully updated, but yeah, we didn't see a ton of activity from some of these people. Like Forox had a pretty not the best performance coming off of a pretty strong Gommel. Red X did okay. I don't know why they didn't include Axe on here, but wouldn't have gotten the money either way. So some of this is like, and also very little DK. We saw Fred Melee have a little bit of DK, but like no Dial M, no Junebug, no Quang, none of that. So DK a little bit light, but I think that like Luigi and Pikachu are carrying pretty well. And of course, Ice Climbers, some people don't even consider it to be a mid-tier. People like kind of group it in with the top 8, you know. Technically the tier list is 7 and then Ice Climbers, but whatever. But CEO, we had Walmart Shoes getting 33rd, not too bad. Wevins really close with Daichu. The Pikachu, Samus. This was a pretty interesting set. I watched this. And then Zach able to not do quite as good. Just Jason. Upset actually by my boy Granny. Used to come to my events a bunch. Not the biggest high profile stuff, but like, you know, Granny, I think he entered like 8 of my events. He lived like an hour away and would travel. But I'm pretty sure this was DK Chic. So good win there. Akir, I assume this was probably the DK Ditto. But yeah. And so Akir able to also beat Dawson here. A pretty big upset. Not the craziest, but I'll go back to G1. But yeah, Wevin's able to move on. Falco's doing rough. People are gonna be like, hey, can you add Falco to the mid tier stuff? Like, I don't know about that. And then you have G2. Moth losing to Paladin, which Paladin has been pretty good. I don't know. I think it was just a bit of a surprise. Silver getting 25th, not bad. Cappuccino, 25th. You know, one of the lower profile Luigi's was still pretty good. And yeah, there was a lot of Foxes around here, so if you're good against Fox, you might do fine. Moth getting a pretty good draw here. And then Akir beating King Momo. This was a close set. King Momo used to be pretty good. Still a good win for Akir. Also taking a game off of Crudo. And then top 16, Axe beating Wizroad. That's a huge deal. Also J-Chu. Okay. A lot of times, traditional fighting game tournaments, they kind of mix up the seeding to make it seem like, you know, harder to be intuitive or whatever. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, HBox and Wizzy are 2 and 3. But either way, J-Chu versus HBox. I think J-Chu, I think maybe J-Chu tried a Fox against an Ice Climbers at Gommel. But went Pikachu, and this was not bad. Like, there were some moments it was pretty bad. But took a game. Axe able to do pretty well against Wizrobe. A lot of his big moments have been against Wizrobe at like Summit. Apparently Akir went Doc here. I don't think he won any games here, so I'm not really going to consider him to represent Doc necessarily. Apparently Icy's DK is really bad. I feel like it's a bit overstated. I mean, I feel like didn't Crike beat Junebug at Supernova last year? Maybe it is bad. It's pretty rare. So I don't know. I think you can kind of kidnap Nana and then go from there, but yeah, I don't know. Wevins beating Cola. Cola having another really good run. But then losing to Preeminent. I feel like I didn't. Preeminent's been up there. I didn't realize Preeminent had. I don't know if Preeminent really spent much time in like going to like Michigan stuff. I guess like Minnesota, Wisconsin, that kind of area. It's not super far from Minnesota. Excuse me, from Michigan. But J-Chu beating Panda. That's an in-region thing. Moth having a rough go at it. Definitely would have preferred to play against Axe. Axe historically not the best against Ice Climbers. An already not great matchup for Pikachu. And then we have a decent amount. You have uh, two Pikachus in top eight. That's kind of leading the torch here. Now they both got taken out by Wizrobe, but Axe kind of got the privilege of having to play Wizrobe later because Axe already beat Wizrobe. Axe didn't try and go Pikachu versus Puff. That's how it goes. So yeah, it kind of got cut short. Not a ton of Luigi here. Rat Monster taking a break. It's fine. But yeah, Pikachu looking to be pretty strong. Like, I mean, we can tell like Axe, and then we had Swift, and even like OKP's had a great year. Great past couple years. So yeah, Pikachu doing a great job. And yeah, we're gonna go forward. It seems like there's gonna be a bit of a break. I'll check on some regionals and stuff. But Riptide, we're not gonna have the back to back to back tons of mid tier VODs and stuff. But there'll be plenty of we got we got three big ones right here, and we'll probably have some other stuff to look forward to. And yeah, I probably won't add Falco yet to the mid tiers, but we'll see. The bird is struggling, and others are not. So we'll see.